So good morning, good afternoon, colleagues. I'd like to welcome you all to today's webinar. The title of today's webinar is UN Common Accommodations by WFP. We would like to go over a few housekeeping before we get started. First of all, feel free to use the question box throughout the webinar. We'll be answering questions at the end. And we will be sending also a recording of this webinar with the slide decks and the other practice note documents that can guide you in implementing these services. Today we have the WFP colleagues. We have Clementina Dalcin, who is the Common Service Manager for the Humanitarian Booking Hub. We also have Flavia Cruciani, Accommodation and Clinic Customer Support Manager, as well as we have Samir Frotan, the Global Lead for the Business Operations, and Alessandra Bianchini, who is the Manager for the Global Mobility from WFP. Today we will jump the introduction of common services because we know many of you have heard it before. The slides will be there as a reference and we're always there to support you if you have any questions in the implementation. So without further delay, I would like to hand over to Clementina, who will take us through this common service with all the benefits, objectives, and implementation steps. Over to you, Clementina.
Thank you very much, Luis Diego. So I'm going to the first slide. So we are very excited today to be here and to have the opportunity to present you the accommodation services on the Humanitarian Booking Hub. Today we will take through a presentation. We will have a demo during the presentation. And also, I would like to thank colleagues from UNHCR and IOM who joined us today to share their experience on daily use of the platform. So let's start introducing the framework of the Humanitarian Booking Hub. The Humanitarian Booking Hub represents the largest UN marketplace for UN field services and emergency support. WFP has developed the platform in early 2015 to manage and book WFP provided guest houses. After that, UNHCR was the first UN agency that joined the platform. And since then, we added many other services and other UN agencies have joined the platform. So today we have 1,344 UN field services from 10 UN agencies that are offering field services for the humanitarian staff. The services are about in 98 countries. And to give you an idea of the volume, in 2020, we served 353,000 clients. So here you can see all the listed services, but to give you just a better idea, I would like to share with you a quick video of the platform. Let me know if you can see it. Yes, Natalia? Okay.
Yes, we can see it.
Welcome to the Humanitarian Booking Hub, the innovative 24/7 field services platform, featuring guest houses, hotels, flights, drivers, and wellness services for aid workers in remote locations to deliver last-mile aid in over 90 countries. You can find information, pictures, and prices for over 260 UN guest houses offering accommodation around the globe. More than 2,800 UN vehicles are also available to book in just one click for airport pickups, in-city travel, and out-of-town missions. You can also book UNHAS flights and emergency aviation services, reviewing schedules and prices, or available medical services in more than 70 UN clinics. The website also provides you with information on UNDSS-listed hotels in selected cities and useful tips for a safe trip. Bookings are confirmed by email with useful details. To make your use as easy as possible, the hub is available also in French and even as a mobile app to make bookings on the go. You can review the status of your bookings, add your favorite services for booking in a click, and review your personal profile. Help us improve our services by letting us know how your travel experience was. Download the Humanitarian Booking app or visit humanitarianbooking.org now to begin an easier journey out into the world.
Okay, I'm coming back to the presentation. So today we focus on the accommodation services, and I want to highlight that the Humanitarian Booking Hub represents the unique digital platform throughout UN to manage accommodation services in the field, and also can contribute to achieve common services between UN agencies. So the accommodation services in the hub is the most major service. Today, already 7 UN agencies are managing their guest houses globally through the platform. We have onboarded 270 guest houses in about 185 locations, and we are present, so the guest houses are present in 35 countries. To give you a snapshot of a number, in 2020, the platform managed bookings for 40,340 visitors hosted in the guest houses network. The number, of course, is supposed to be much higher, but as you can imagine, were impacted last year by the COVID emergency and with travel restrictions. So some of the benefits of the adoption of this digital solution, first of all, is that the platform is a UN proprietary solution developed for UN agencies. It has been developed 100% by WFP. And so as I said before, today 7 UN agencies is offering their accommodation services. We don't have royalties to pay, and there is no external outsources. Mutual recognition can help you to onboard the platform very quickly, as we have a standard service agreement, which is the same for everyone who wants to join the platform. The front-end website for the staff self-service and also the digital back office for the administrators can be standardized, and the platform is also available through a mobile app. Thanks to the common back office, we can compare service KPIs to boost efficiency among locations, among countries, and UN agencies. The platform can help also streamline the guest house occupancy to increase the utilization rate and so help the adoption of common services. Can help also provide comparable efficiency gains. For example, in WFP, we have just structured the analysis for 2020 for the calculation of the different efficiency gains obtained using the digital automation. And thanks to the platform, we can also track client satisfaction and obtain comparable data. This, as you may know, represents one of the main big principles to be sure that you are focusing on your client satisfaction. And of course, we provide continuous service improvements, sharing the best practices across UN. Who can benefit from the common UN accommodation? So everybody can benefit from the accommodation services available through the Humanitarian Booking Hub. And here we have summarized the benefits from the different perspectives. So starting from agencies with guest houses, what they can do, they can start the agency using the tool to digital transform the way you manage the service and bring service innovation, bring automation reporting, also optimize the occupancy of your guest house, thanks also to the enhanced visibility through the global platform, and start achieving the first efficiency gains. When you have a set of data, of clear data of your accommodation services, you can start to share the spare capacity, if you have spare capacity, by offering accommodation services to other UN agencies in your locations. This will allow you to increase room utilization, increasing the occupancy rate, and also maximize revenues and achieve additional efficiency gains. The second scenario is regarding the agencies with no guest houses. So what are the benefits for them? For them, the benefits is for their staff that can use the accommodation services offered by the UN agencies, accessing the global platform. And this can help the agency with no guest houses to avoid any setup costs or duplication of efforts. The third scenarios we wanted to show you here is the benefits for the OMTs around the globe. So OMTs can benefit from agencies with guest houses, looking the most relevant KPIs available through the platform to explore opportunity across the countries for interagency collaboration. And then they can support the UN agencies in the country to share accommodation services to maximize the guest house utilization and exploit long-term asset optimization. Now I would like to leave the floor to Flavia for a demo. She will show you the both sides of the platform, the client's experience on booking services and the back office for the administrators. So over to you, Flavia. Thank you.
You should be able to share your screen now, Flavia. I think you're on mute. You're muted, Flavia, so we can't hear you. I muted you. Can you check now to see if you can unmute yourself? It's saying on my end, you're self-muted. Can you hear me, Clementina?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. For some reason, we can't hear Flavia.
Okay, now?
Now we can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you.
Sorry. I still cannot show your screen though. I don't see the option here. So thank you, Clementina, and good morning or good afternoon to everyone attending today. Thank you for joining. We are really happy to show you the Humanitarian Booking Hub. As soon as I get the rights to share, okay, I should be able to share it now. I will be guiding through a journey showing the benefits of the Humanitarian Booking Hub, and especially in the two sides of the website. So what I hope you can see now is the front-end website dedicated to all staff traveling to the field and in need to book services, in different line of services. And the second part of our journey will be on the back end of the platform, so the digital office dedicated to service managers. But let's start from the beginning. So this is the Humanitarian Booking Hub, and is a global platform for booking field services, different line of services. The platform is accessible by all UN agencies, but also by all humanitarian partners, meaning also NGOs and governmental and other official partners can access the hub. So I would like to start the journey by showing you from the beginning the experience. So once I am on the website, I need to log in. Since I have a UN account, I'm from WFP, I am able to access the platform without even registering any account. So as you can see, if I click on continue, I'm prompted to the WFP corporate credential login, and I can sign in using my normal password. This is the reality for the vast majority of all UN agencies. If you go to the hub now, you will be able to check yourself. If you are not among UN agencies who are in single sign-on, you can still register an account, and your account will be automatically validated through an email you receive. Given this wide audience, of the platform, each service that is offered on the platform can be customized, meaning that it can be made visible only to the agencies, the specific agencies who can access it. So if I click on Explore, here on top of the page, I'm prompted to see a world map showing all the services available in the world, so in all these countries, and these are all services available to WFP, since I logged in with a WFP account. So if I click, for example, on Chad, I can see that there are 27 UN guest houses offered, 1 UNAS hub, 14 driver hubs, 1 drone clinic, and the same can be said, of course, can be seen, of course, for all the other countries. Sudan, South Sudan. Let's select Nigeria for now, and I see that I have a number of services available. In just one click, I can see the service footprint of the country. And if I click on Enter, I can then see all locations where at least one service is available and just navigate the locations that I'm interested in. For the purpose of today's demo, I'm going to select a test location we have created especially for this occasion. So if I select the guest house, which I'm interested in, I will be able to see some specification of the service itself. So I will be able to see some pictures, the price details, the description of the guest house, including some information on the surroundings and security situation, and of course all the included services and the extra services, so services which are not included in the room rate. If I need to go to Lagos in Nigeria, I will click on Request Your Booking here, and as you can see, I am prompted to the booking form where all my basic information regarding my account are already automatically retrieved by the system based on my last booking submitted. So I don't have to input this information once again. I can just correct them, of course, if needed, and I can decide if I want to request a booking for myself or for someone else by selecting this booking is for someone else on top of the page. So if, for example, I'm a travel assistant booking for someone in my office, I can just use this function and I'm able to book for someone else. When I am on the form, of course, I need to input some information like the reason for visit, and then I will just select the arrival date and departure date. I can add additional remarks if needed, and I'm also prompted to insert the country I'm traveling from. We added this functionality especially for tracking purposes for COVID-19 restrictions, and then I can also add an attachment if needed. Once I request my booking, I click on Request Your Booking, and when I see this screen, the booking has been sent successfully, and I will receive a notification email informing me that the booking has been requested, and all the details I inserted in the booking form will be retrieved by email, so that I will be able to check them. As you can see, one of the best benefits of the hub is that we offer different line services altogether. So in this case, I'm booking a guest house in Lagos, and I'm already able to see which other services are available to book in the same exact location. So if I'm going to Lagos guest house, I would probably also need a UN driver, and I can just access it by clicking on the button here. So this is once I requested the booking and someone accepts my booking, the other important feature that I have on the hub is to leave a feedback. So if I click on feedback, I'm prompted to an instant survey showing me all the specific bookings that I have for the different line of services, of course. So I can just select my booking and then put a rating, assign a rating, and also add a comment if I want to flag something specific. When I send my feedback, this feedback will be received directly by Lagos management in this case. So they will be able to act on it and to review it, as we will be seeing later when I will show you the service manager back office. Of course, as a user, I can also leave a general feedback on the website so that I can flag any issue, or I can just share my experience with the hub. And this, of course, is received by us as a hub team. Everything that I just did on the website can also be done through our mobile app. The Humanitarian Booking Hub is available for both iOS phone or Android phones and is downloadable for free from the respective stores. I will ask Luis Diego to share the screen of my phone so that I can show you the app, the mobile app as well, just quickly.
Sure, let me know if you can see it there.
Let's see. Not yet.
Okay, 1 second.
Okay. Okay, yes. So this is the Humanitarian Booking App mobile app. So of course, from the app, I'm able to do everything that I just showed you. You can do on the front end website. So if I am a staff traveling to a guest house, I will just click on UN accommodation. And then here I can select my country, the country I'm interested in, booking. Just scrolling down, I can select Nigeria. And then from here, I can just select the guest house I'm interested in. And then from here, I can check, of course, the pictures as we did before, the description of the guest house, the prices, and all included services. And I can also, of course, request a booking as I see fit. As well as on the website, as you can see, the basic information about my profile are already retrieved in the booking form. So booking is really something I can do in just a few clicks. If I go back to the home page of the app, I can show you that there are some specific sections on the app which are just unique to the app. If I click on the 3 lines on the top left side of the page, I'm prompt to see my specific sections on the app. From here, if I access my bookings, from these sections, I can see all my existing bookings that I submitted for the Humanitarian Booking Hub for all services. On top of the list, I will be able to see the not processed bookings, so the request that I just sent. And of course, if I select one, I can look inside, I can check the details of my booking, the date, arrival and departure date, the personal information, and I can also cancel my booking request if my travel plans have changed. If I scroll down on the booking list, I can also see the accepted bookings, of course, for all services, and with the status that has been assigned to them by the service managers. Going back to the specific sections of the hub, I can also see my favorites. So if I click on favorites, I'm prompted to see all locations and services which I marked as favorites. So in this case, if I'm a staff member often traveling to Nigeria, I will mark, for example, specific guest houses from a UN agency or even from more than one in the same location so that I'm able to book them in just a few clicks from here. If I select, for example, Maiduguri, I have 3 different guest houses offered. I can just check one of them and see the details and request my booking even quicker than before. Going back to the sections, I finally have the profile section. This is the section where I can update my personal information, exactly the ones which are retrieved when I submit a booking. So if, for example, my phone number has changed, I can just click on the button here and update it so that the next time that I will submit a booking, the phone number would be already edited by myself. The mobile app, exactly as the website, is also available in French. So if I switch the language here, I can see exactly what we have seen today, but just in French. So now we begin the other part of our journey. So I'm going to show you the benefits for the service managers. So if Luis Diego can help me just to share my screen again here. Can you confirm that you can see it?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, thanks. So once I receive the booking request, of course, I will need to process it. So this is the second exciting part of the humanitarian booking hub. It's called the digital office. All service manager will have access to this section, which is just dedicated to them. If by clicking on digital office, I can see the services which I have access to. Of course, this is something that we grant access to based on the service, on the operations list. So if I select, for example, UN in Nigeria, I can see the back office of the guest house, which we have been using today for the demo. From the digital office, already from the home page of the accommodation digital office, I have some critical information which are flagged to me immediately. First of all, I have a daily summary of the check-in and check-out of my guest house, meaning that today is the 10th of May. I already know that I have someone checking in room 05, and I have someone checking out of room 01, so that I can take the necessary measures as soon as I open the digital office. The other important thing that I can already see here is the average rating of the guest house. This rating is of course based on the feedback provided by end users through the mobile app or the desktop version of the website. And this is not visible to visitors, it's only visible to me as a service manager, so that I can act on the rating that I have and check the individual feedback I received. We will see this in details later on, but let's start from the beginning. So I'm going to start from the booking section here. If I click on booking, I can see all bookings received for my guest house. On the top of the page, I will see the bookings which have not been processed yet. So the one here in red, which I need to process, of course, as soon as possible. If I scroll down, I can see all the rest of the booking received with the status that has been assigned to them. When I have a new booking request, I can, of course, process it. If I click on not processed next to it, I am prompted to the calendar of my guest house. We are going to see in details the calendar in just a few minutes, but just now, just to show you the different actions that you can do, that you can act on a not processed booking, I can, of course, accept it. So if I click on accept as a service manager, I can just select the type of visitor, whether it is a short-term guest or a long-term resident. In this case, it's a guest. And then I can click on assign rooms. And here is the first important part of the automation that the platform offers to service manager. As a service manager, I don't need to check which room is available for these days, because the system is already showing me automatically only the rooms which are available for the dates of check-in and check-out selected by the visitor. Meaning, for example, you don't see room 02 in this list because the room is already occupied by someone else. So this is the first important automation that really saves a lot of time, especially in apps with a big number of rooms. When I have a new booking request, if I don't have availability for the specific dates selected, but perhaps I have availability on a closer date, I can always edit the booking. So by clicking on edit, I can change the check-in or check-out dates and then click on confirm, and the system will automatically send an email to ask the visitors if the new dates are okay with him or her. So this is an additional automation that we included in the platform. Finally, I can, of course, reject the booking if I don't have availability, or if perhaps the agency is not eligible to stay in my guest house. And when I reject the booking, I have the possibility of adding the reason for rejection automatically in this phase, meaning that when I reject the booking, the visitor will receive an email confirming and notifying him or her that the booking has been rejected for the reason that I input here. So once again, the time of the service manager is saved through these specific automations. If I go back to booking just for one moment, I want to show that you can export the booking list that is here. Of course, you can filter by dates, that you're interested in, while you export the booking list, you can have an automatic reporting of all bookings which have been submitted for your guest house. So not only the ones that you have confirmed, but also the ones that you have rejected or you have cancelled, so that you can keep track of everything and also the performances of service managers in this case. Let's go back to the digital office homepage and just have a quick look at the occupancy here. If I click on occupancy, I can see the section which we have seen at glance before, so the calendar of my guest house. Here I can see all my existing bookings, so all bookings which have been accepted, and the number of rooms here that I have in my guest house. This can be, of course, personalized based on the rooms, also on the room labeling of your specific guest house. So if you assign some specific names to the rooms, this can be reflected on the calendar. As I was saying, here you have all your accepted bookings. As you can see, the short-term bookings, so the one for guests, are blue lines, while the ones for residents are in green, so that I can already see the difference here. On the occupancy calendar, I can of course modify any existing booking by double-clicking on the booking line, and then here, for example, I can change the check-in date if I need to. Click on save, and in just 10 seconds I've modified the booking, and the person will receive, the visitor will receive an automatic email confirming the new check-in date. The other important thing that I can do from the calendar, of course, is adding a new booking. So while the normal procedure is for visitors to request their bookings, the service manager sometimes may need to manually add a booking. So they can do it by just double-clicking on the calendar, and then here I can just fill in the form and save manually a booking. When I save a booking, an email will be sent to the visitor himself or herself, so that he will receive all details that I have already input here in the mask. From the occupancy calendar as well, I can register an absence. The purpose of registering an absence is twofold. The first important reason to register an absence is for security reasons. So each time someone leaves the guest house at any given moment and is not living there anymore, I should register an absence, because if there is any security emergency, I would be able to know how many people are in my guest house at a given time. So this, for example, this visitor here is absent these 3 days. If I need to organize an emergency evacuation on the 12th of May, I will already know that Charles Thunder will not be in the guest house, so it will not count for the emergency evacuation. The other important aspect of registering an absence is that when I register an absence, I can mark it as occupiable, meaning that I can increase the room utilization of my guest house if the procedures allows it. I can register an absence, and during the absence, I can assign the room to someone else. As you see in this case, I have a visitor staying in room 02, which is absent, who is absent for this date, and I have already assigned the room to Flavia Bociani in this case, so that the room's utilization can be critically improved and increased, of course, to increase as well cost recovery of the guest house. If I go back to the digital office here, I have another important section which is called invoicing. From the invoicing section, I can create invoices for visitors, for UN agencies, and then create some automatic reports, some automatic financial reports. But let's go step by step. If I click on create invoice here, the very innovative feature of the hub is that when I create an invoice, I can automatically select a booking, which is referring to the invoice I'm about to create. So if, for example, I look for this person, I want to create an invoice for Chantal Denner. If I select it, the system already knows that this person has been marked as a resident, so it's asking me which month I want to create the invoice for. So let's say May. And as you can see, the invoice creation form is already pre-filled with all information pertaining to this booking. So I don't need to duplicate any effort in creating an invoice. I will just select the currency that I want to create the invoice. I can create it in US dollar or in Naira, so in the local currency of the guest house. I will just input the price per month, and then I can simultaneously create this invoice for the room charges, but also for additional services which the visitor has used. So let's say, for example, the laundry service. I can input the price of one laundry service, and the subtotal is automatically added here. Since I registered an absence for this visitor, if my guest house has a standard procedure to deduct the absence from the room charges, I can do it automatically through the digital office. So in this case, I will select yes, I want to deduct. I will input the amount to be deducted per day, and then the grand total will be automatically calculated here. Once I select the payment method, which can be, for example, salary deduction, I can add any comment if needed here. And then before creating the invoice, I can also decide if I want to send a copy of this invoice directly to the visitor by flagging this box here. When I create the invoice and I confirm, you will see that the invoice is created as a PDF file. So if I click on View Invoice, the invoice is downloading. And I can just show you the PDF which has been created, which contains all the specifications that I input inside the invoice. So I know the monthly price, the laundry services, and the absence which has been deducted. And I can, of course, print this out and use it as a receipt of payment if needed. I don't need to save the invoices because the hub is, of course, saving all of them automatically. So if I click on invoice history here, I can see all invoices I have created for the month selected here. I can also see, of course, past invoices, and I can download them in just one click exactly from this list. From the invoicing section of the digital office, I can also create invoices for UN agencies. This is the case, for example, it could be a case for a UN common guest house, because if you share the compound among more UN agencies, you might be the agency paying for the Wi-Fi, let's say, service, but you will need to share the cost with another UN agency. So here you can just input your contact details from the agencies and then just set up the monthly price to be charged to the other UN agency. In this case, of course, I can create one for different services. I can create the invoice like this, and all expenses will be covered and invoiced through the hub. After you have created and you have closed your financial record, you can also access an automatic reporting of all invoices created for the month selected here. If I click on monthly report and I select May 2021, in just one click I have access to an automatic report of all invoices created, containing all specific KPIs and details needed for a financial report. And I can, of course, download this report as an Excel file, or if I scroll down, even as a PDF. I can also change the currency of my report. So if the report is normally done in local currency, you can just select the local currency and have everything automatically converted based on UN exchange rates, which are, of course, automatically updated each time they change by the hub itself. If I go back to the home page of the digital office, I just want to show you quickly that you can also register expenditures. So if I click on expenditures, I can visualize and, of course, record all expenses of the guest house for the month. So in this case, for example, I've registered 570 USD for the security staff salaries and $100 for Wi-Fi connection. Once I register all expenses paid by the guest house, if I go back to the home page, I have access to the net revenues. So in just one click, I can see the financial performance of my guest house, based of course on the gross income, so the total of invoices created, and the total expenditures. So I already have access to the net revenues of my guest house, and I can take, of course, informed decisions based on the financial performance. From the maintenance section of the digital office, I can access the important section based called the quality checklist. The quality checklist is an important tool streamlined across all UN agencies, where I can, as a service manager, I can fill in these questions, which are based on the UN common standards for field accommodations, so that I can input, of course, my role, the classification of the country, the capacity of the guest house, and I can also answer all questions based on the type of lodging that I have, the community facilities that I have, so the common spaces of the guest house, and also safety and security and administrative services. I can save a draft, and when I'm done, I can submit the checklist. Once I submit the checklist, I'm able to access them, all submitted checklists from the checklist history. And from here, I can download the answers as an Excel file or as a PDF, and I can easily compare all KPIs across my agency, across the country, and then I can just create an assessment of what standards, what living conditions in the guest houses, and of course decide where is more appropriate to, for example, allocate funds for upgrade plans. So I can check in just few clicks, I can check where the money is more needed for improvement. From the digital office homepage, I can of course check. I can also access the country reporting. When I click here, you see that I have an automatic reporting based on all relevant KPIs for the different guest houses that my agency runs in the country selected. So in this case, we are in Nigeria. We see that there are 2 UN guest houses, and we can see the income, the capacity, and the occupancy rate of these guest houses, with the total number of visitors and also some specific details on the kind of visitor I received. I can, of course, change the dates. And if I click on calculate, for example, here I have the total performance of my 2 guest houses in Nigeria from the first 5 months of 2021. So if I have, for example, I can see in just one glance if the occupancy rate is quite low, and I might need to make an investigation and understand if there are other UN guest houses in the same location. Perhaps it would be better to discuss with their agencies and create a common guest house for all UN staff in Lagos, as in this case. Finally, from the UN digital, from the accommodation digital office, you can access the customer satisfaction. So this is the section which we're going to show you details about the average rating that we have seen before. So if I click on customer satisfaction here, I can of course select the period that I'm interested in. I can see the average rating of my guest house in this period, so from January to May. And I can also access all the individual ratings that have been received for the guest house and act on them. So in this case, the second one, for example, is a 5-star rating, so it's a really good one. I can click here and see the comment, all great, thank you. In this case, as a service manager, I will just note that we received a fantastic, enthusiastic feedback, and I will close this, adding any remark if I want to add a remark. In this case, I just closed it as a 5-star comment. On the contrary, if I receive a low rating feedback, like in this case, I can check the comment and say saying that the air conditioning in my room wasn't working properly, please fix it, I can just, through the button here, automatically process this feedback. So if it's something that I can work on myself, I can just mark it as under process and I will deal with it myself. If it's something that requires the attention of the admin office, for example, I can always forward this to the admin office. Please take care of it. And in just one click, I have taken care of the feedback so that I can improve the average rating of my guest house. We are almost done. I just want to mention that, of course, here below this line, you also have some sections which are specifically dedicated to the service managers. You can access all updated manuals and video manuals from the manual section here. You can add specific trainings dedicated to the use of the digital office. So this is to show that we always provide relevant support to all service managers. This can be, of course, also automatized through the trainings which are recorded here. And finally, also some specific documents of the guest house. All these sections can be personalized based on the agency. So if you have specific documents that you would like to make available for the service manager of your guest houses, this can be done and funneled through the agency so that only your service manager will have access to that. So this is all. Thank you for the attention. Of course, later we will have a Q&A session. So you will, if you have any questions, please feel free to type them in the chat and we will reply to them later. So this is, I would like to give the floor back to Clementina so that she can continue.
Clementina, the floor is yours. You're muted. We can see your screen. I think you should be able to. Yes.
Yes.
Perfect.
Okay, perfect. So thank you, Flavia, for the really detailed demo of the platform. So you have clearly seen what are the benefits of using the platform, but I would like just quickly to summarize them, starting from the humanitarian personnel using the website. So the platform is free for all the humanitarian workers. Most of the UN agencies staff can sign in with their corporate credential. The app, as you have seen, is available also through a mobile app, which is working also offline. Accessing the platform, as you have seen, the staff can see all the field services available, can really quick book the service they will like, and they receive an automatic email with all the details. And after each stay, they can leave an instant feedback. And also we have a communication section accessible through the homepage of the hub. For example, we have now one with the COVID guidelines. From the, on the other hand, for the administrators, the benefits are many. So first of all, the digital transformation of their service end to end. So from the booking management, the occupancy calendar management, the creation of invoices, then the maintenance, and also the, all the reporting tools available. They can access real time to dashboard for a high service accountability. And then they can assess the quality of each guest house through the quality checklist tool. Then, as you have seen, create automatic invoice and so on. In general, the use of the platform can be beneficial for sharing the best practices across agencies. We also want to highlight that we are streamlining big principles such as the focus on the customer satisfaction, both for users and administrators. So users can leave instant feedback from the website and also from the mobile app. And guest house managers, as Flavia showed you, can track the customer satisfaction directly from the digital office of each guest house and act on each single feedback. And this can help, of course, to continue improve the service. We have also streamlined UN duty of care functionalities for UN common living standards conditions in the field. So we have developed this online tool to automate and streamline the accommodation quality assessment across all the operation and UN agencies with comparable KPIs. As you have seen, it is an easy to fill survey with a customer-oriented approach, and the outcome is a quality oversight report that can help operations and agencies to identify the action for upgrade activities or asset optimizations. The platform has helped us streamline duty of care also under COVID, distributing COVID guidance with hygiene measures and easy tips both for visitors and guest house staff, tips to follow under the pandemic. We have distributed the guidance in 3 languages, and they are still available on the Humanitarian Booking Hub homepage. The use of the platform under COVID can provide also other helpful features, as, for example, allowing the control of the number of guests per room, and also having a contract tracing if needed. I would like to focus on the platform. I'm sorry, I think. Okay. So we constantly improve the platform and develop new features. So thanks also to the feedback that we receive from the colleagues who is using the platform every day. So I would like to present you very quickly the main ones in the pipeline for 2021. We started a pilot for a new interagency cashless payment method, connecting the agency ERPs to have automated monthly finance reconciliation of the accommodation fees. This new feature can help both staff not carrying cash in local currency when they travel to the field, and also can help the guest houses, the UN agencies, to mitigate fraud of risks and avoid any manual errors. So the pilot started in April with WFP and UNHCR, and after this first phase, we will be ready to onboard other UN agencies interested to join. Through the hub, we offer also training opportunities. We developed an e-learning platform for guest house managers for the use of the back office. So the guest house managers will be able to access the e-learning videos available through the hub, and also will receive an official certification of completion to start using the platform. Finally, we conduct every year a global accommodation customer satisfaction survey with seamless data for interagency comparison. So we already run for WFP, UNHCR and IOM, and there is the opportunity for the other UN agencies to join and track their customer satisfaction to identify the area of improvements. One of the most important benefits on using all the same tool is that we can have all comparable data to scale up best practices. So in this slide, these are just an example of a report with the most relevant KPIs that can be shared among the agencies thanks to the platform. So in this first table, you can see the comparison of some key data per each agency operating in the same country. For example, through the occupancy rate, you can see the possibility of spare capacity to offer the service to other UN agencies, or the possibility to optimize the asset by merging guest houses. With the percentage of non-agency visitors, you can see how is the level of common service already provided. And then you can have the comparable data regarding the quality standards and the customer satisfaction. In the second table, you can see, so we have the possibility to have a year-by-year comparison, in this case for the occupancy rate seasonality. And here you can have on the third table how the platform can provide, for example, detailed data on visitors. So the percentage of agency versus non-agency, or the type of guests, the type of visitors, so guests versus residents, international versus national. Thanks to the use of the platform, there is also a great potential for to achieve efficiency gains. If you use all the hubs tool, we have calculated 4 different efficiency gains. So first of all, time savings, because you can save working time thanks to the automation given by the platform. Some examples are for the online booking with automatic data retrieval for clients, or the automatic confirmation of each bookings, the management of the occupancy calendar, the automated monthly reporting, the automated creation of invoice, also the monitoring of quality standards, and the enhancement of room utilization. So as WFP, I can say you that we have calculated for in 2020 the savings that we have thanks to the automation, and even with COVID, so in 2020 we achieved hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars of cost savings. So for the cost avoidance, the platform can help with the reduction of overhead costs, thanks to the optimization of the assets by the establishment of UN common guest houses. For cost recovery, you can gain additional revenue on the increase of occupancy rate by sharing the spare capacity of your guest house, and also thanks to the enhanced visibility through the global platform. And of course, that can increase also the bookings. Quality improvements are also crucial in improving the customer experience, streamlining the service management across locations, countries, and also UN agencies. So in general, the increasing of transparency of service accountability can facilitate, of course, the customer satisfaction. So now I'm glad to leave the floor for a few minutes to some of our colleagues of other UN agencies that have been invited today to share their experience. So I welcome Hafiz from UNHCR Sudan. So over to you, Hafiz. Thank you.
Thank you, Flavia. Thank you for the invitation. And I'm Hafiz Harun Ahmad, Sudan guest house manager. We are managing about 13 guest house in different locations, and we joined this system about 1 year ago. And we start using this system by making booking, creating invoice, adding expenditures related to the guest house in the system, and really we realize that the system is providing an accurate statement about the expenditures and revenue and occupancy rate related to the guest house. And also we realize that the system is enabling the senior managers to observe the occupancy rate of the guest house, and also the expenditures, and also the revenue and that support the future plan of the senior managers. These are the key issues that we noted from the system, and it is very helpful and it is very supportive, and also the system allow the UN agencies in Sudan to cooperate and coordinate between themselves. A staff member from WFP can make booking in UNHCR guest house, and also UNHCR staff can make booking in WFP, and all these things. It is very helpful system, and it is very cooperative, and also the system serves to provide an accurate information to the customer by replying or sending an email when they're making bookings, providing details about their booking details and the service and all these things. And also before the booking, in the main page of the system is providing the description of the guest house and also providing the picture of the guest house. When the customer wants to know about the actual status of the guest house, it is very easy for him to know the descriptions, and also it is very easy for him to see the picture of the guest house before he can make any booking. These are the key issues that I note from this system, and really it is very benefited. And also I noticed that the global accommodation team, especially Flavia, is very active to support the guest house manager and the guest house focal point in different locations in timely manner. Whenever we request assistance, we immediately find the support from Flavia and her team. Really, I believe that the system is very great assets for the UN, and I would advise that all UN to include this system in their plan. Thank you.
Thank you, Afeez. We are happy to help, of course. We're always available, and thank you for your contribution. Over to you, Clementina, if you want to present.
So, thank you, Clementina, and thank you, Flavia, and I think that this is my contribution for today.
Clem, we don't hear you, Clementina.
Can you check now? You can unmute yourself.
Okay, yes, now. Okay, thank you. Yes, thank you very much, Afeez. And let me welcome now Briston from IOM Nigeria. So over to you, Briston, for your quick contribution. Thank you.
Can you move the slide, Clem?
Yes, sure.
Can you hear me? Good morning, everyone. Clementina, Flavia.
Hi, Briston.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Thank you for the opportunity to speak. For those who are, just for introduction purpose, my name is Briston Barbinas. I'm working as an operational assistant with IOM Nigeria, and I am in charge of all accommodation and customer service for the hubs in Nigeria. Basically, currently we are managing 9 field hubs, including Red Roof, in different locations: Deerfield, Bama, Banki, Damasak, Dikwa, Goza, Mongono, and Gala. But Red Roof happens to be the biggest, with 142 bed capacity. Sincerely speaking, since we joined the global accommodation team, or started using the accommodation platform in 2019, the platform has significantly improved services to customers in managing bookings for all the locations. Before, if I may say, we are used to using emails to confirm bookings. We manually check availability of rooms. We keep the ones that are available or not. But since we started using the platform, it has made our life easier. where we confirm bookings within few seconds and without any stress. Key benefits of this, like I mentioned before, effective management of the booking, detailed occupancy report, and that is one of my best part, because when you extract the report, it gives you details of whatever you want. You need to do maybe a few things based on how it suits your operation. And thank you for that. Easier invoicing, tracking of invoices, generation of invoice. You don't have to, sometimes before we used to send invoices via emails, but now when you're generating invoice, that's one of the best part of the invoicing part. You just click and then a copy will be sent to the customer. Automatically, it is notifying him or her that he needs to come and pay his or her accommodation bills, and within short period of time, it's cleared. Improving transparency also. It has greatly improved in that, because for us who are managing the accommodation, also for partner stakeholders and let's say I am at large, you just have an access to the platform and then you see everything there. You don't have to ask questions, you only see and then you check whatever you want to check. So I must say that this is a very great achievement for us to join this platform, and yeah, it's doing well. And with the planned improvement development you have in place, I'm telling you, it's going to be great. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Briston.
So thanks a lot for your contributions. Just very quickly, we would like to reinforce the concept that the hub is a natural enabler of BOS and SVO across OMTs and UNCTs. So the journey on the use of the platform can be summarized into three main steps. So the digital transformation of the service, gathering seamless data, and explore opportunities of collaboration. And these are also in line with the BOS framework to identify opportunities and achieve efficiency. So I would inviting you to visit the website humanitarianbooking.org, download the mobile app to start explore the platform services available on Google Play and Apple stores. For all the information about the benefits, the description of the service, and also efficiency gains, you can consult the accommodation practice note, or you can even talk to other colleagues that already are using the service. And I want to add that the practice note is available today also in French. Or, of course, you can contact us, the accommodation team, on the globalaccommodation.wfp.org. We will be very happy to offer you dedicated demo, answer any questions, give you just any detail you need. So thank you very much for your attention, and over to you, Luis Diego.
Great, thank you so much, Clementina and Flavia. Before starting with the questions, I would like to hand over to Zamir Frotan, Global Lead for the Business Operations Strategy. If you'd like to comment. Zamir, over to you.
Thank you, Luis Diego, and thanks Clementina and Flavia for a very good presentation. Colleagues, as you can see, this is a great opportunity for the UN country teams and operations management teams, particularly in the countries where you are managing guest houses, to utilize this common service, the service as a common service, to utilize it as a common service, so that we could all benefit not only from ease of access to a digital way of booking and managing our guest house requirements, as well as the back office, but at the same time improve the efficiency gains and the quality of the service that we are providing for the UN. So we have very few countries that has not completed the development of their first BOS 2.0 yet. They're in the final stages. It's an opportunity for them to immediately incorporate accommodation services or other common services that are part of high impact common services that we're presenting to you in different webinars and their BOS. And if you have already have your BOS completed, it doesn't mean you have to wait all the way until the review. You can already bring this discussion in your UNCTs and OMTs, explore the options and features of the humanitarian booking hub, and in particular the accommodation services, in case if you're in a country where you have accommodations, and you can collaborate on this. And then start your work. Basically, Clementina, Flavia, and the team in the background will be very happy to join and engage with your OMTs and explain to you how to utilize the service for your OMT, for the agencies in your country, and how best it would fit in your context. And from there, then take it into your BOS upon review of the BOS, upon the time that you're going to review the BOS. So before I hand over the floor back to Luis Diego to check for the questions, maybe Clementina or Flavia, you could also maybe point out if there's going to be any particular cost for the agencies or OMTs to utilize the service. And maybe roughly you can give an example so that our colleagues would understand that it's a really good tool, good platform, but would there be any cost associated to this if they utilize it at the country level? Over to you.
Yes, thank you, Zamir. So I want to reinforce that for the staff booking their services, the use of the platform is totally free. And we already have 7 UN agencies that have a global service agreement with us. So for these 7 UN agencies, if other guest houses in additional countries wants to join the service, they can contact us. And we will support you to use the hub to publish your guest houses. And for the UN agency with no service agreement and that they are not using yet the service, the price is based on the number of guest houses, the number of locations that you have in a country. So please contact us. We will detail you the offer, also based on the number of beds, so the weight of the services that you have.
Maybe if I could ask one more question before I hand over the floor to Diego, is that just roughly which agencies are mainly participating or collaborating in the platform right now? Which agencies in general, and which agencies with potential of having guest houses are yet to join us in this effort? Maybe you could shed some light on this as well.
Yes, we have, of course, WFP, UNHCR, UNICEF, that have most of them their guest houses using the platform. Then we have IOM, UNFPA, and WHO. And one of the last that have joined the platform is UNDP with few guest houses. So if there are any colleagues from UNDP and are interested to use the platform, please contact us. Thank you.
Great, thank you so much for the questions. At this moment, colleagues, you may also raise your hand if you would like to make a live question as well. We'll go over the questions that have been made on the question box. And we'll start with a question from Anab Hassan. He's asking if anyone can access the app if you're not registered, or first you have to register and approved to view the humanitarian app.
Okay, thank you. Flavia, do you want to answer the question?
Sorry, can you repeat it? Because I was replying to the questions in the chat. Sorry.
Sure, no problem. It's saying, can anyone access the app if you're not registered? Or first, you have to register and be approved to view the humanitarian app.
So the mobile app is accessible by the majority of UN agencies. We are currently working on extending the access to the app. But anyway, the login is the same. So you can either log in from the website or log in from the mobile app. I would suggest perhaps the first time you could log in from the computer, but just because if you are from a UN agency, you will be having the credential of the UN agencies already registered on the computer, probably, if it's your work computer, but it's exactly the same. So you can download the app or the desktop and just log in directly.
So any staff can log in, correct?
From the vast majority of UN agencies, from the mobile app. On the desktop version, everybody can log in, including NGOs.
Perfect. Thank you, Flavia. The next question is from Lulu Noel. She's asking, in case a visitor's check-in cuts across 2 months, say from 29th of April to the 5th of May, do we have to create one invoice or 2 invoices for the purpose of monthly reporting of April?
So this is a question, if it's for someone already using the digital office, I would suggest to just send us an email at global.accommodation@wfp.org, which is our service email, and I can reply specifically for the case. In this case, in general, perhaps can be a general question. The hub provides you a number of tools that you can use, but of course we don't influence the standards of procedures of the specific agency in the specific location. Meaning that if your agency usually invoices residents each 3 months, for example, you can decide whether you want to create an invoice monthly or each 2 months or each 3 months, according to what your supervisor advised you to do. So this is not something that we decide on our side. It's just you can use the tool according to your standard procedures. I hope I replied exhaustively. Let's say.
I hope so. And if you have a follow-up question to that, Lulu, or any of the other colleagues, please go ahead and raise your hand, and we can hand over the floor to you. The next question is from Jevri Warsame. He's asking, is the checklist done by admin or the residents?
No, I can answer the question. The checklist is for the guest house managers. So they can access the checklist through the digital office, and then they can assess the quality of their guest houses for the different areas of the guest house, so from the lodging perspective, for the community services, and so on. And the outcome is a report useful for the guest house managers to understand what are the areas of improvement for their guest house. So I hope I answered to the question.
Great, thank you. Jabril, I see you raise your hand, so if you'd like to unmute yourself and clarify anything about this question, please go ahead.
Thank you very much, colleagues. Thank you very much, for clarification. I just wanted to follow up on that. When we are doing the checklist, how can we share it with the residents? How should we get the feedback from them? Is there a way that we can send to them? I can see from your presentation that some organizations have already done surveys for customer satisfaction, something like that. I would like to know further on how that we can do that the same. And also, the customer satisfaction, we only go to one time for customer satisfaction. I think when booking. So is there a way that when staff members book and receive their feedback, there is a small survey to the email that they receive saying, okay, if you can spend 1 minute or 2 to just rate the booking or something like that. Thank you very much.
Maybe I can reply? Can I?
Yeah.
So Jabril, thank you for your questions. So first, regarding the quality checklist, so as Clementina was saying, the quality checklist is more sort about as an internal tool for improving the living conditions of the guest houses. So it's a tool to assess the conditions as they are now. So is exactly the guest house managers filling it in because he knows, of course, the answers to the questions. And then it's just thought to be an internal delivery assessment. However, if you like to share it with a resident, of course, once you've created it, you can download the checklist from the maintenance section. So you will find there a button to download it, and you can share it with residents. However, this is not what we thought the purpose of the checklist would be. It would be more an assessment to know which are the conditions now and how you can, which parts are more important to be improved, let's say, in the future. And to regard to the customer satisfaction, as for now, each time you book, someone books a service, a guest house, they receive a push notification on the mobile app for leaving the feedback. However, we are already working on including perhaps an email notification, just add it to the confirmation email, so that each time someone books a service and if the booking is confirmed, they will be prompt to leave a feedback directly there. So as you were suggesting, of course, we improve the platform always based on the feedback. So yours is well received. We were already working on it, fortunately. So probably it will be available soon.
And if I can add, every year we run for the customer satisfaction perspective a survey. At the moment for WFP, IOM, and UNHCR, we send out a survey to all the staff that have booked their stay in a guest house and ask them to give us, to answer questions regarding their satisfaction on their stay. They prepare a presentation, so with the results that we share, of course, with the UN agency involved. So I don't know from which UN agency you are from, but at the moment, this is we are doing for these 3 agencies, but free for other agencies to join, and we can work on it also for them. So thank you.
Thank you very much for that, Flavia and Clementina. We had also shared the feedback form. It's a link where you can leave the feedback on this webinar, things that we can improve, things that you liked. It helps us to really improve the webinars in the future. I know Alessandra Bianchini is also here. She's the general global manager for mobility from WFP. Alessandra, if you want to chime in at any point, feel free to do so. You're not able to, give me a second. Can you try now to see if you can unmute yourself?
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. So again, I'm thanking everybody for being here. Let me say my comment is to all of you is that if you have a guest house out there and you would like to join the service, you could help us, in fact, build the, let's say, global UN repository for UN accommodation. And that is super, super important because we have seen also through our customer satisfaction that there is a high satisfaction among our users, because many times you find yourself out in the field that you need to book at the last moment a guest house. So our tool proved in the last 5 years to increase the occupancy rate of WP guest houses because people actually declared that it was easy for them to book and easy for them to receive a confirmation after just 24 hours. So this is a call for all of the colleagues out there that have not joined the service. It's a very mature solution. We have it running since 5 years. Particularly for UNDP colleagues, I would like them to maybe join. We have few guest houses for UNDP. We would like to have definitely more. So please reach out to us, to the team, and we will be very welcome to walk you through the solution. Thank you. Thank you, Luis.
Thank you, Alessandra. I know we're almost coming to an end, and we have a couple of questions that we haven't answered. We'll follow up with a frequently asked question document after this webinar. And we're also having the same webinar on Wednesday at 10 a.m. and that is New York time. We will also send you a reminder in case other colleagues would like to join. Before closing off, I would like to ask Samir if you would like to give any closing remarks. Samir, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Diego, and thank you, colleagues from WFP, for sharing this great initiative with the rest of the operations management teams, particularly in this time zone. And we'll see you again in the next webinar. And thanks to colleagues who has stayed with us, and we look forward to see more UN guest houses joining this initiative, so that we could have more and more UN initiatives, UN collaborative initiatives going on. Thank you very much, and have a nice day.
Great, thank you all for joining. We'll send the recording and the documents of the slide deck and practice notes on a follow-up email. You can see also our upcoming webinars that you may join, and we look forward to having you. Thanks for joining. Bye-bye.
Thank you, bye.
Thank you.
Colleagues as well.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.